All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another installment of the Jawbreaker MMA show. My name is that guy's Roman on the screen, and we are, as always, associated with the Sports Mark analysts. And today we are here to talk to everyone about a preview for this weekend's up and coming fight, UFC 250, headlined by Amanda Nunes defending her featherweight championship against Felicia Spencer. Coming from Vegas, the Apex. Um, Things are getting a little cleaned up in that sense. They're fighting their own building like they did this past weekend with Woodley and Burns. Um, so everything seems to be a little more fluid for them. Um, so we're gonna do some predictions. So first off, we're just gonna go main card. We've got um, Sugar Show, Sugar Sean O'Malley going up against Eddie Wineland. How do you see this go?
This is a good fight for Sean O'Malley to get tested by a guy that's a pure striker, Eddie Wineland, who's coming off of a TKO win from last June. Prior to that, he was on a 2-fight losing streak. But with Eddie Wineland, he's a dangerous guy. He's 15 wins by knockout with only 4 going to decision. So this is going to be a really good test for Sean O'Malley to see how he is on the feet. Even though he does have good striking, Eddie Wineland does like to push the pace here. Sean O'Malley, on the other hand, he is 11-0, 4-0 in the UFC. Fought this March, so short turnaround time. 7 wins by KO, only 3 by decision. So I believe this is gonna go to there's gonna be a stoppage. I don't think it's gonna go to a decision. I do see Sean O'Malley second round TKO. He's gonna win, and this will definitely push him up in the division, and it's gonna be more good fights to come for him.
Yeah, this is like immediately it made me think like, wow, you got Eddie Wineland, who's the inaugural bantamweight champ with the WEC. Um, so I mean, the guy's been around a while, um, very seasoned veteran, going up against O'Malley, who obviously is very up and coming, on a streak, just on fire. Got a lot of popularity behind him for being so young. Um, but he's looking really good. And you got a guy in Wineland who's, he's got that old school kind of thing to him where he's, keeps a wide stance, keeps keeps his hands down a little, but he has good power with his hands. He's definitely no slouch. Whereas O'Malley, he can move around a lot. He's very calm. Um, he's very he can be a little unorthodox sometimes. It definitely shows like a new age fighter kind of deal. Um, Whereas Wineland, um, a lot of times he's not as calm. He kind of can go forward, be a little more aggressive, which is just very dangerous. And it is what works for him. I would imagine this fight would be on the feet. Um, and Obviously, if Wineland could catch O'Malley with a clean punch, I mean, O'Malley, very good chance he goes out because Wineland just hits him truck. But I agree with you. I think O'Malley is going to get it done, get a finish. I was going to say the same finish in the second round. He's just, especially for his age and how, like, I mean, I don't want to say inexperienced because he's got some experience on his belt now, but he's like, he's very smart in there. He's very smart. He's very patient. Um, and he puts in the work to have that kind of determination being so young. And it seems like he really likes to take care of himself too. He's not a big party guy. Um, so yeah, I'm going with him. I think the sugar show goes on, and he's gonna get it done. I agree. All right. Next up, we have the welterweight division. Neil Magny going up against Anthony Rocco Martin. How do you see this one?
All right. So Neil Magny coming off of an impressive win back in March. over Li Jing Lang. He has 7 wins by KO, 12 by decision. He's the type of fighter that likes to add a lot of pressure on you, wear you down, and just grind out for a decision. I mean, Neil Magny fought a bunch of top names in that division. This guy's no slouch. He's always there to compete. So I expect this to be a really, really tough fight for Anthony Rocco Martin here. He's coming off of a decision win. Prior to losing to Damian Maia, he was on a 4-fight win streak. He has 9 wins by submission and 7 by decision. So I do see Neil Magny, like I said, pressing, putting on a lot of pressure on Martin. He's going to take him down, and I think he's going to grind this fight out to a decision win. This will propel him in the welterweight division, and if he keeps on being active like he was before, there's going to be more fights for him to come and definitely get up in the rankings.
Yeah, Magny, I mean, he looked really good in his last fight. I think I remember even talking about it afterwards. I'm surprised most people were with how good he looked. I mean, he was so dominant. And yeah, he's got the tools like that. He's a cardio machine. He's always in shape. He trains a elevation fight team, I think, right? So they always have a nice advantage as far as cardio. And yeah, Anthony Rocco.
I do.
What's that?
He's a military guy too, so
yeah,
definitely has the will.
Yep, he's got that. He's got the discipline for sure. Yeah, he can. He's not the most powerful guy. Definitely, if he wins, it is more likely it would be by decision. Anthony Rocco Martin, I mean, he's got, he can bring some power. He likes to march forward, do that. But I think, it's just, I don't know. I think Magny is looking too good right now, and unfortunately for Martin, Magny only seems to have trouble with like top 5 guys. And like he almost like you get hot, and then once he gets to that big fight, he just can't win it. And I don't think Martin is, he's not at that level. So I think Magny can, he can beat anyone outside of a top 5, ranked welterweight. So, yeah, I have the same Neil Magny by decision. I think he could be potentially another dominant win. All right. So next up, we have a fight that I think should be the co-main event. Really, I think a lot of people are saying that. It's kind of weird, especially when you got one guy in it who actually beat one of the guys in his last fight in the co-main.
Not even co-main. I think it should have been for the interim. Should have been for the vacant title actually.
Yeah, you can make an argument for that. I mean, I wouldn't say put it above Amanda Nunes because it's Amanda Nunes and she is the GOAT. But yeah, definitely you could have made a case for that. But yeah, you have Aljamain Sterling going up against Corey Sandhagen in the bantamweight division. Big fight. How do you see this going?
Yeah, it's number 2 versus number 4. The winner is definitely going to get the title shot of the winner of Peter Yan Jose Aldo that was announced. That's the title fight that they're going to be doing. But Aljamain Sterling, he's on a 4-fight win streak. He has not fought since last June due to the injury. He has 7 wins by submission and 9 wins by decision. We're going to see what kind of Aljamain comes in. I know sometimes he starts off slow, but then he gets into the rhythm. He has great wrestling. He's trained by Matt Serra, Ray Longo, so he's gonna be prepared. He's definitely gonna be ready to go. And Corey Sandhagen, he's on a 7-fight win streak, 5-0 in the UFC. He's a balanced fighter with 4 wins by KO, 3 by submission, 5 by decision. So I think this fight's a lot closer than what it seems to be. I mean, I do see Aljamain Sterling with more experience
Mm.
in this fight due to the names who he fought and just a longer career in the UFC. I know this is a big fight for him, knowing he's just one fight away from a title. With that being said, I think Aljamain Sterling will do enough to win this fight by a decision.
Right. Yeah, I think it's a really tough fight to call. Yeah, like you said, I thought the same way. Aljamain just he's fought more top level guys. He's got the experience that way. Um, I think overall he may be a better fighter. Now Sandhagen, he's got some decent. I think they actually have a very similar reach. But Sandhagen's like 5'11", a pretty tall, lanky bantamweight. Um, and he almost, I do think he does have an advantage on the feet, though. He does have a little kind of an unorthodox striking stance. But it's hard to say. I mean, it's kind of a toss up. But I went the same. I think Aljamain's going to win by decision, uh, mostly just because of the experience. Um, for Sandhagen, I mean, it's definitely a fight he's worthy of having. It's just I'm not sure if he's ready for the title shot quite yet. And like you said, this would set someone up for a title shot of the winner of Jan and Aldo. And I think someone like Aljamain, for the guys he's fought, I think after this fight he would be very much deserving of one. So yeah, I'm going to go with Aljo decision. All right. Waste my way. All right, so now the co-main event in the bantamweight division as well. We got 3 bantamweight fights in the main card. We have Cody Garbrandt going up against Rafael Sunsao.
So you have the number 5 guy, Rafael Sunsao, versus Cody Garbrandt, who's ranked number 9. And this is a great fight. Both of these guys coming off losses. You have Cody Garbrandt. He's ranked number 9. And, if he wins this fight, he's back in the top 5 easily. And that's a great spot to be in for right now. That's like a gift. After Cody Garbrandt, he's on a 3-fight losing streak. He lost to Pedro Munoz, but prior to that, he did lose to TJ Dillashaw twice. One, he lost the belt, and then the second one, he lost in a rematch. The only thing that worries about me with Cody, will he be too aggressive? When he gets too aggressive, the game plan gets thrown away, and then he gets caught up in an exchange, and that's how he lost. He got caused by knockout in 3 of his fights. But he does have 9 wins by KO and only 2 by decision. So he is a stand-up fighter. He is smart. I mean, if you look back when he fought Dominic Cruz, he fought a perfect fight. He basically laid out the blueprint on how to be a great fighter like Dominic Cruz. You have to stay composed. You got to be patient and wait to pick your target. On the other hand, you have Rafael Sunsao. He's on a 2-fight losing streak, lost to Corey Sandhagen and Marlon Moraes. Those are 2 big guys in that division. And prior to that, he had a 4-fight win streak. And then before losing to T.A. Dillashaw, he was on a 7-fight win streak. He has 10 wins by submission and 13 by decision. He's the type of guy that would like to slow down the pace of the fight and just like try to pick you apart and go for takedowns as well. He did have a win over Aljamain Sterling too. It was a split decision, but still won. So with this fight, I do think we're gonna see the old Cody Garbrandt. I do believe he's gonna be more calm, relaxed, and be smart about how he approaches this. I do see Cody Garbrandt winning this fight, 1st round knockout.
All right. Well, Sunsao, he's gonna, he's not gonna rush to get a finish per se. He could, if he hits you in the right spot, could do it. He's not one to really go on the ground, although I think he's probably pretty good on the ground. But he's very patient. Like you said, he likes to pick you apart. Whereas, yeah, Garbrandt, it's crazy to see a guy like Garbrandt do so well against Cruz. It's like he just put everything, all his training, into that, and it was flawless. And he made Dominic Cruz look like a no-name. He really did. Garbrandt was just perfect. He was perfect that night. And then to go that to have his losses, it almost does seem like it comes off as emotion and lack of patience that he has. He's been shown to be he can be pretty emotional, which could be his downfall. It's one thing if it's before a fight, hyping up a fight, being emotional, that's one thing. But once he's in the cage, if he's composed like he was with Cruz, then I think he can be right at the top. I think he could potentially be champion again. Another thing he hasn't been so good at is moving his head, which is why he gets caught and he gets in trouble once he gets a little rocked. He's not doing much to get out of the way and move away and move his head. He kind of just stays in there too long, and then he's finished. Now you gotta think him. He's going over to train with Mark Henry now. That some of his striking defense, striking in general, would improve, but especially his defense. I would imagine they work on that along with other things. Yeah, I actually totally agree with you. I think, he really has the potential to just come back and look better than ever, and he has potential to be great as long as he's smart about it and he doesn't get too emotional. So I'm going to say the same, except I had him. It could very well be a first round knockout, because if he's going to look as impressive as I'm thinking, I could be first round. But it's hard for me to take first round because I feel like it's so aggressive. So I'll give you credit for that. But I'm going to go second round knockout by Cody Garbrandt. All right. So last fight of the night, the main event. Next we have featherweight champion Amanda Nunes defending her strap going up against Felicia Spencer.
All right. So Amanda Nunes on a 10-fight win streak with 5 title defenses in the bantamweight division. And is looking to defend the featherweight title for the first time since taking that belt from Chris Cyborg. She does have 13 wins by KO, which is really impressive in that division, the bantamweight at least. And then you have Felicia Spencer's coming off a TKO win back in February. She did give Chris Cyborg a tough fight, lost by decision, but definitely brought the fight to her. With Amanda Nunes, she was initially scheduled to fight at UFC 249, but she said she was not ready. So it makes me think, does this extra month really prepare her, to be good to go? Can she really go in there and show her best? With Felicia Spencer, I know she's a grinder. She'll definitely grind this fight. She's a wrestler. She'll put the pressure. She has nothing to lose here. Honestly, for Felicia Spencer, this is like a great opportunity. Just, go out there and fight and prove, you're the best. And it's funny because I'm looking back at Justin Gaethje against Tony Ferguson. Everyone just thought it's an easy win for Tony Ferguson, and he's gonna swing right through Justin Gaethje, and look what happened. And I can't believe I'm gonna do this, but I'm gonna go with Felicia Spencer. 5 round. She's gonna grind it through 5 rounds, decision. New champ Felicia Spencer, featherweight champion in the UFC.
Well, you're definitely going out on a limb. You just want to. You're just trying to make a shocking pick. There's no way no one can feel so confident about that. So right off the bat, I'm saying I'm picking Amanda Nunes. And I'm pretty sure just about. anyone picking Felicia Spencer is picking her because it's like, oh, I got a feeling kind of thing, you know.
I'm not saying I got a feeling. I'm saying this could happen.
It's not impossible, but all right. Here's the thing. Spencer, yeah, like I said, she's a grinder. She's very tough. Her fight against Cyborg, showed a lot. Even though she lost, she hung on there with her. Um, Extremely tough. Problem is, Nunes is just. I mean, she's great at everything. So I would imagine Felicia Spencer wouldn't want to just bang with her. I don't think that would be a good idea. I think her best bet would be to try to get her against the cage, maybe even take her down. Although I'm not going to say Nunes is some slouch on the ground either.
And I think Felicia Spencer is bigger than Amanda Nunes. And
Sure.
and if you look at Amanda Nunes' cardio before, it's been proven that she does gas out.
Right.
And the size of Felicia Spencer could possibly play into effect.
That's what I was going to say. She could put her weight on her and tire her out that way if she can get her to the ground and just she has very good ground and pound too. If she can almost do like a lay and pray method and stay on her, get some shots. Obviously it may not make for the most exciting fight, but if that's what you got to do to win, hell, yeah, do it.
Yeah.
You got to do what you got to do, especially someone is forced against someone as dangerous as Amanda Nunes. Thing is, though, Nunes, she could still be very dangerous on the ground. Obviously, scary on her feet. With her hands and her strikes in general. So, I mean, as much as I'd like to see some sort of shock just to bring some excitement, because everyone like me, even like you, we're expecting Nunes to win.
Right.
I think it's a little different from Ferguson and Gaethje because Gaethje was known to have that finishing power, although Ferguson, he took plenty of shots. And, he was known as a finisher and being a top guy. Although we have Spencer, she was a former champion in Invicta, right? So, yeah, but I'm not going to, I can't go against the greatest female fighter of all time, Amanda Nunes. Hard to say how I think she'd win, though. I think potentially, because like I said, Spencer is very tough. So this could go a full 5 rounds either way. You know what? Yeah, I'm going to go Nunes by decision.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I can even see Spencer maybe even, grabbing around. Who knows? But yeah, I think overall, though, Nunes will have a fairly, I don't want to say easy, but fairly dominant win over Spencer. All right. So it's the card. It's actually a pretty, I feel like it's an underrated card, too, by the way.
I think it's going to be a good fight card. Like, what I like with these kind of cards, you look at it and say, I don't know. I don't know if I really like this. And then you watch it, and every single fight just it's better and better one after another. And
Yeah,
that's what I like about these. And it's been happening with all these past cards. Like, most of these guys people don't know, and you watch these fights, and they're so exciting. I mean,
yeah. And then you have,
beauty of the sport.
Some fights on the undercard, like Brian Kelleher coming back against Cody Stamann.
Yeah.
That's going to be a great one. Alex Caceres, Bruce Leroy against Chase Hooper.
That's great.
Prelims. Yeah, that's awesome. So that's yeah. I mean, so even in the prelims, you got some good stuff. Yeah, and these last, I almost feel like the cards without the fans have actually. I don't know if it's just me enjoying something that's on because it's sports or what, or maybe I don't know, maybe because there are no fans, you almost get to zone in on the fight itself rather than
you're more focused. You get to react yourself. You're not basing about based on what how the fans are reacting. You're actually watching. You hear the
Yeah.
clear sound, and you're hearing the coaches, so you kind of
Hey,
know what's going on, and you could basically determine who won the fight instead of hearing the crowd reaction. So that's
yeah.
what I like.
Yeah, hearing all the sound effects, all the punches, kicks, anything being said, any kind of noises. On top of that, just knowing that these fighters are in there, not worrying about a crowd. They're purely just there. Like,
Right.
I mean, I feel like a lot of fighters, they feel like they're by themselves in there anyway, but now they really are like they probably so zoned in. It's kind of you almost feel like you're there now instead of just watching a fight
Yeah.
on TV with a crowd. So you almost feel like you're right in the corner, just checking it out. Um, so yeah, it's been fun. So yeah, this has potential to be another really good card. So, all right, that's it. So see you guys next time. Enjoy the fights. Always be safe. Peace out.